Well, the Indian Prime Minister is in the country and a lot of discussions have happened. And I want to take you through some of the key areas of focus that were up for discussion during this particular visit. And among them includes an agreement to support telemedicine, e-commerce, e-governance, resource mapping, and tele-education. Aside from that, it's also interesting to know that another area of focus that Kenya will be looking forward to is in the export business, where Kenya is gearing up to start exporting more products in tea, coffee, spices, leather, wool, soda ash, scrap metal, precious stones, as well as pearls. Well, other than that, of course, Kenya has had a long-standing relations with India, especially when it comes to the importation of finished goods. And precisely this is one of the areas. Medical equipment will also be quite important in this particular talks. Vehicles, e.g. Tata, Honda, Bajaj, iron and steel are already sort of operating in the country. Electrical equipment and human resource plastics. That's just a quick snapshot of some of the key areas of partnership between the two countries. Well, let's now bring up to speed on some of the numbers that emerged out of the talks between President Kenyatta and Prime Minister for India. Well, Kenya is set to receive $45 million from the Indian government to go towards reviving the textile industry. A good chunk of the funds will be channeled through the Industrial Development Bank to spur small and medium-sized enterprises through lending of cheap credit. With India seeking to expand its influence in Africa, talks spanned everything from pharmaceuticals to cotton. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Kenya is just one of many high-level delegations the country has hosted this year, even as Kenya looks to grow her exports.
I am also particularly pleased that the Indian Exim Bank has extended 2 lines of credit to Kenya. One, a facility of approximately $30 million, which will go towards the revival of the Rivertex textile factory.
Look forward to early implementation of the Indian lines of credit for projects in agri, mechanization, textiles, and the development of the small and medium sector.
Out of the state visit, Kenya secured key capital to finance the construction of a textile factory that is set to boost the apparel subsector, which has been struggling to compete globally. The significance of having a thriving textile sector will be critical, as this will create more new jobs and at the same time make Kenya a key hub for cheap textile. Another area of partnership that Kenya brokered with India is availing of cheap credit to be loaned to SMEs through the Industrial Development Bank.
$15 million, which will go to revamping our Industrial Development Bank for the development of small and medium enterprises.
The bilateral talks further saw India pledged to invest about $60 million in funding power projects in a move aimed at lowering the high cost of power. With the prevailing current acute trade imbalance with India, the push by Kenya has been to emphasize boosting exports, which averaged about 52 billion shillings, while imports stood at a whopping 124 billion shillings as of April 2016. Abiyagina, KTN Business.